Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from CARBINOX. This is the Spacecrafter, ruggedized smartwatch. This is more in the traditional sense that it has a circle shape instead of that square shape that we saw on the Black Lux. We'll have a card where you can check that out. I did a full review on that one as well, and it has turned out to be an excellent smartwatch. We're going to put this one through its paces, see what it's got to offer, how rugged it is, and all of that. And I'll be right back. Okay, so the Spacecrafter by CARBINOX is more of a traditional watch face. As you can see with my Galaxy Watch here, you've got a circular watch face instead of that square or oblong watch face that you see on other brands, including ones from CARBINOX. I did a review of the Lux Black. And you can check that out, and I'll have a card for that if you do want to check out the full review and durability test on that one as well. So taking this one out, the first impressions are that titanium casing around the outside just looks and feels really good. You also get a charge cable here, and of course you get a user manual that we will take a look at really quickly. So that's pretty much what you get in the box. So let's move this box out of the way, and we'll take a look at the user manual here so you can check this out. It's in multiple languages. The app is there's going to be a QR code where you can scan for the app in here, as well as just a lot of helpful things here for your functions menu and the time interface and changing watch faces and all of that as well. So you can scan this to get the DaFit app, and this will work on iOS or Android. So hold on to this just in case you need to reference it. Now, the charge cable is a standard USB to a dual magnetic pogo pin charger here. And you can plug that USB in to recharge this into any PC or laptop's USB, or you can just use your phone or tablet's wall to USB connection there. So looking at the Spacecrafter for its just its overall looks, you can see nice traditional watch face here. You do have a titanium top to this and a metal body. So very, very nice. Has 22 millimeter bands on it, and you can change those out if you do want to. The band itself is not bad. It's got 3 buttons, kind of an up, down, and a home button in the middle here, and they are nice and all made of metal. I thought for a second that there was a pre-installed screen protector, but it doesn't look like it. It just looks like I need to wipe down the watch face here, which I will do throughout the review. Again, the straps are very nice, kind of a silicone-based strap here. Some nice grippiness to the outside of it. Pretty standard fare for your straps, but you can change these out. Again, they are 22 millimeters, as you see there. On the band itself. And on the bottom we've got our sensors here, and this is for your heart rate, blood pressure, and SpO2. So you will be able to do that. You also have your 2 pogo pins up at the top there for your charging. So if we place this next to my Galaxy Watch 4 Classic, it's going to be just about the same size. It may be about a millimeter or 2 thicker, but as you can see, it's about the same size. Let's talk specs here, and I'll have them listed on screen and down below. As for the CPU, it's a Realtek 8762DT with a watch face that is 1.32 inches, IPS display, 360 by 360 pixels. The battery is a 360 milliamp lithium polymer rechargeable battery that can last up to 7 days. Multiple sports modes, 5 ATM on the waterproofing, Bluetooth 5.0. It supports vibration, G-sensor support, heart rate monitoring, step count, sleep monitoring, blood oxygen, and blood pressure. So as you can see, you've got a really nice IPS display here, bright colors pop on this, no problems looking at this outdoors or anything like that. Just a very nice, responsive IPS display. So overall, just a great build quality on the CARBINOX Spacecrafter. Okay, so let's take a quick look here at some of the features of the watch, how to navigate through it here. I've got this watch face here, but if we go and swipe to the right, you're going to bring up all of your apps that you have, and you can kind of just rotate around here and select whatever you would like, from SpO2 to blood pressure, notifications. It even has a couple little games on it as well. So this is pretty interesting. I do like the fact that we have that. Swiping back to the home screen, if we swipe down from the, or up from the home screen, you're going to have your notifications here. You cannot answer these notifications, but it's nice to be able to get them on your wrist so you know you have to check your phone if you want to. You'll still get the notifications, but you just won't be able to reply to them. Now, swiping down is going to bring us to our information center here, and this is going to give us our weather, the date, the time, of course, how much battery life we have left. And this has been running now for over 12 hours, and I've only lost 4%. So far, battery life on this is right on track to do that 5 to 7 days, depending on your usage. You have a bunch of different things in here as well. You can turn on and off your vibration. You can get information as well about your device. You can adjust your brightness here, and you can see that it gets pretty bright, even at 75%. And you can go to your settings as well. So you are not going to have any problems reading this outdoors in sunlight either. Now, if we swipe to the right, you're going to get a today, which is going to be some health metrics here, such as step count, and it's going to give you how many calories you have burned, steps, distance, and of course your last 7 days as well. I haven't had it long enough to do that yet, but I do have some in here from sleeping. So the sleep tracker is here, and you can also see how much total sleep, light sleep, and deep sleep that you get with this. So it's got a really nice thing, and you don't have to set this to detect it. It automatically detected it when I went to sleep last night, and I need a few more hours of sleep, but you know, that's the name of the game. You also have your exercising there, and if we go over even more, you've got some stuff under health instead of today, which is going to be your beats per minute for your heart rate, and it's also going to show you your minimum and maximum. You can see my average is 61, and it's asking me to put it back on, so it may do that a couple times here. But you can also see that you have a average over time, and that was my average from last night into today. I also have my blood pressure here. Now this is just like on the Lux Black or the Black Lux version. It's a little overestimated from my blood pressure machine. 137/90 is a little bit higher than what I usually have. As far as the SpO2 goes, that's within a point or two from my Galaxy Watch 4 Classic. And then, of course, we have weather here. So you will get weather once you are hooked up through the app. So you can get a quick glance for your weather as well. You do get a remote shutter here so that you can press on this and you can actually take pictures from your phone right from your watch. Then we also have the player for playing audio on your phone or device. And then you have a breathing app as well, which is really nice. So if you would like to do some mindfulness, you can do that as well. It's built in and ready to go. So those are the apps that you get. That's kind of the layout of the CARBINOX and all of its features. So there you go for all of those. Okay, so pairing up the app is super simple. You get the DaFit app from the Play Store or for iOS, and you'll launch that, and it'll ask you to add a smartwatch at the top here, or if you go to the Watch tab, it'll say Add a Device, and you can click on that. Either one will work to get you set up. Once the watch is on and it's in the actual range of the phone, it'll automatically detect it here, and it'll ask you to use the device's location, which you'll say allow, and then it will automatically find the watch. And you can see there's the Spacecrafter. So we're going to click on that. And we are now automatically paired up and ready to go. So pairing process is super easy. You're going to get a screen under watch that'll show your battery life. Then you'll have a bunch of other different stuff down here that we can go through as well. Let's take a look at the DaFit app in use here. You can see that we've got our steps and we've got our sleep here right in the main screen. And it'll tell you how long you've gone, calories, and it lasts 7 days performance, and all of that. You can do it by day, week, or month. Under sleep, it'll show you your deep sleep, light sleep, REM sleep, and awake time. And it'll give you a quality score. Since I only slept for about 5 hours last night, mine was a secondary, not good, but not poor at least. Just need a few more hours of sleep. But overall, it's laid out pretty well. Also, since this is a continuously heart monitoring situation here, it'll show your highest and lowest heart rates and your average. Of course, you get your last 7 days trends as well. Continuous heart rate. I've been wearing this watch continuously for the last 10 hours and 13 minutes, and my average heart rate is 61 beats per minute. So you've got that information there. You can also break that down by day, week, or month as well. Then you have your blood pressure here. And again, this is a little overestimated for what I'm usually used to from my blood pressure machine, but it does give you the last 7 times, and you can measure it right here from the app if you don't want to do it from the watch. So that is pretty cool as well. Moving on, we've got blood oxygen. Again, you can take it right from the watch, or you can also just measure it right here from the DaFit app. This has been pretty good. My SpO2 average has been about 96 to 98%. Actually, about 98% has been my average here. And that's been within a point of my Galaxy Watch 4, so that is pretty reliable as well. Now, you do have an outdoor running here as well, so you're going to want to turn on a location. And you do have to allow all the time if you want all the features here. If you do allow only when, some of the features won't work, so you're going to want to go back in, make sure that you do allow it all the time for the DaFit app, and then your GPS module will be available, and you'll be able to just start a run. It does integrate with Google Maps here, and you'll get a countdown, and you should get a map on the bottom right hand corner, and we can go to the map. You can see where you are on the map when you're doing your run here, and you can see where your trek is going and what you've done, how many miles, all of that fun stuff too. And then if we want to go back, we just hit the button on the bottom right that takes us back to the normal screen, and then you can pause it by holding it down and hit stop. And then of course you've got your summary as well. So outdoor running, walking can all be tracked from here. Now, as far as the watch screen goes, you do have watch faces. Of course, you're going to have your battery health at the top here. Notifications and watch faces. Watch faces I'll get into in a second. Notifications is just great. You can turn it on for phone messages, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, and you've got an option at the bottom to add other apps as well. So you will get notifications on your watch. You just will not be able to answer those notifications. You do have an automatic remote shutter here, as I showed, or at least touched on before. So I can use this as a remote shutter. It will give you a countdown on your screen, and then it will take the picture for you. So that is a very cool add-on to have here. Setting alarms, and of course your time format, unit system, do not disturb, reminders to move if you want a reminder like every hour or something like that to get up and move around, controlling your phone music, all these languages that they have here, you can set those as well. Auto lock can be from 5 seconds to 30 seconds, and you can reset your watch from here as well. You can also set quick view and the valid period for that. Drinking water reminder, which is a great one. Heart rate warning, if it gets over a certain heart rate, you can have that. And of course your weather. And if you want to track your cycles and you are a female and you need to do that, then you can do that from here too. Now, as far as watch faces go, as I said in the other review, there is just an endless amount of watch faces for this device. You get some built-in ones here, and it's a pretty instantaneous transfer of watch faces. As I click on them, you can see they almost instantaneously change here, and you've got a bunch of them to start out with. 21 to be exact. And then when you go to more watch faces, you've literally got thousands and thousands of watch faces that are out here for you. And it just goes on and on and on. I don't know how many thousands and thousands of watch faces there are, but there are a lot. Okay, so we're going to torture test this a little bit here. We're going to dunk this in water, and we're going to submerge it in water for about 4 or 5 minutes. So I'm going to get this fully submerged in this glass of water, and then we're going to start a timer, and I will speed this up so you don't have to sit here for 4 or 5 minutes, or fast forward even, and that way you guys can see that it is totally submerged in water, and we'll see how it does after that 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, so there we go. We are at a little over 4 minutes there submerged in water. So let's take the Spacecrafter out of the water, dry it off, and see if everything is still functioning. I did this test on another CARBINOX watch. Again, I'll have that link up at the top or somewhere on the screen where you can check it out and see how that one fared as well. Let's dry this off and see how the CARBINOX Spacecrafter does after 4 minutes submerged in water. Okay, so it looks like the screen is obviously still working. We've got power. I can move everything around here. I can swipe down. Looks like it has passed my water test. So this is a good thing. I wouldn't be worried about taking a shower with this then, or maybe you know, a quick washing of the hands or anything like that after this test. So beating it on the table is not a big deal here. I couldn't really find any markings whatsoever to the screen or the titanium outside as well. There's a little bit of water left over from the water test, but that's about it. Another cool thing that I like to do to this to really beat it up is I like to take a weight here, and I did this with the other watch as well, a 10-pound weight here, and I like to drop this right on the face of the watch to see if we get any markings, cracked screen, or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this, and we'll check it out to see what happens to the CARBINOX Spacecrafter. And that was directly on the face of it too. Let's see if we've got any marks on the titanium front end here. No, not really. There's a little bit of water left over from the water test. No scratches on the screen. Everything works fine. I'm definitely going to have to give this a thumbs up. Again, CARBINOX watches can take a pretty good beating. Not that you're going to be beating it with a weight like that, but if you smack it into something, you're not going to have to really worry about it breaking. So overall, the durability test survives on the CARBINOX Spacecrafter, just like it did on the other one. Again, really no markings whatsoever on that titanium front plate there or the screen itself. Overall, I've got to say I'm pretty impressed here with CARBINOX and what they've been able to put together for ruggedized smartwatches. Again, you look at my battery percentage there, 93%, and I've lost over 20 to 25% on my Galaxy Watch since I charged them both up at the same time. So you can see that instead of 2-day battery, I'm definitely going to get closer to that 5 to 7 day battery depending on your usage. The only downfalls that I see with CARBINOX watches in general is not being able to answer phone calls directly on the watch, although to be honest, I don't really do that on any of my other smartwatches that are able to do that, so I don't really miss it here. The blood pressure is a little elevated compared to my blood pressure cuff, so take that with a grain of salt, but everything else, including and especially durability, has passed my test for the CARBINOX Spacecrafter. If you're looking for something in that classic round design, then you really can't go wrong with this at a sub $100 price point, especially using the code that I'll have below that'll save you 20% off anything at CARBINOX, including the Spacecrafter. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll check you guys out on the next video.